Hi, welcome back to chapter 11, the first part of Z-fari, the zombie novel. Before we get started, I need to warn you that there are a couple of things in this particular snippet that are not suitable for the entire family. Just so you know, if you choose to share it, you choose to share it. I don't know. Okay, with that warning having been given, we can begin. Here we go. Chapter 11. The Donaldson brothers and their goons were returned to platform 119th the day after the inspection. The guys in the Hummer, Donaldson zombies, looked identical to those from the first day. There were 4 of them. They were dressed interchangeably in dark, expensive suits, and they all had so many muscles stuffed into those suits that they looked like they had been inflated. Ike stood at the top of the stairs and told the men on the ground beneath him, "Okay, boys, you know how we're going to do this. Who's the pack mule for today?" Rick Donaldson, dressed in different expensive hunting clothes, but still greasy, yelled over to one of the goons standing next to the Hummer, "Clark, take the guns, one at a time, up to the platform and set them up, the Sharps and the CZ. Then put the ammo in the bag attached to the winch cable. Then all you boys get into the Hummer and wait for us." After Clark, the new Donaldson zombie, toted the guns up to the platform, set them up, ready to be fired, walked down the stairs, put 2 boxes of ammo into the bag attached to the winch cable, and walked over to the Hummer and got into the back seat behind the driver, Ike called down to the Donaldsons, "Come on up, Rick, and bring the cash, the entry fee, and the zombie bonus. Junior, as soon as Rick counts out the cash, I'll call you up, and you 2 boys can try to get your zombie. Remember, you gorillas in the Hummer, my buddy has his flamethrower trained on you, and if you want to stay at room temperature, don't get out of the car until I tell you." This time the procedure went smoothly. There's no funny business from the Donaldsons or their toadies. Rick and Junior loaded their rifles. Rick had the Sharps and Junior had the CZ, and got into position to fire. Ike swept the field with his binoculars, again and again. For 45 minutes the field was as bare as on the first day. Then Ike caught a flash of movement as he moved the glasses past a copse of trees about 10 yards to the south of the garage and about 20 yards from the platform. Ike looked again and saw nothing. And then he swept the area a third time and he saw a once white shirt move behind a tree. "Fellas, focus your scopes at about 20 yards and sweep to the south of the garage. I think that I saw an undie in a white shirt." Both Rick and his brother were instantly keenly alert, each eager to be the one to spot their quarry. Junior saw it first. "Rick, Rick," he whispered in an insistent hiss. "Where?" Rick hadn't seen it. "Where?" "There it is, big as life," Junior whispered again. "I can't see it. Damn it." Rick was in agony. "If you can get it, take the shot. Shit, shit." "It's almost too easy, Rick, like taking candy from a zombie. I mean like shooting a baby in a barrel," Junior said. "Shut up and shoot the damn thing, Junior." 2 long seconds later, Junior squeezed the trigger and the big gun roared. Ike watched it happen through the binoculars. The undie's head exploded like an egg in a microwave, and the body dropped to the ground. "You got it, Junior, you got it," Ike yelled. "Damn right," Junior hollered back. "Damn fucking right. Now I'm going to get my trophy. Come on, Rick, you have to do the dirty work. You promised." "Hold on, boys," Ike said. "You can't go down there. There could be others. It's crazy dangerous." "You 2 are professional troopers. Cover us," Junior insisted. "Yeah," Rick chimed in a whiny little voice. "We're trophy hunters, and we're going to get our trophy. Come on, Junior. Got your knife?" "You bet, Rick." Junior pulled a dangerous-looking knife that must have been a foot long out of a sheath tied to his calf. Ike asked, "Is that an SOG SEAL knife?" Junior just grinned. "Where the hell did you get it?" Ike was dumbfounded. "One of my tenants was behind on his rent. He got laid off from his job or something. I told him that I would forget about what he owed me and give him $500 to boot for the knife. His little girl was sick, so he took the money and gave me the knife," Junior said as he waved the knife in the air. Junior and Rick didn't know Ike well enough to see that Ike was about to do something extremely violent, but Bibi did. Bibi stage whispered, "Ike, Ike, come here for a minute, come here." Bibi's voice was enough to snap Ike out of his rage. He shook his head and said to Bibi, "Thanks, I'm all right now, Bibi." Then he told the Donaldson brothers, "You got 5 minutes. I'll cover you till then. Get going." Rick and Junior hurried down the ladder into Z-land, and Ike walked over and picked up his rifle. The Donaldsons ran over to the zombie's body. They were close enough to the platform that Ike and Bibi could hear them excitedly yelling to each other. "Take off its pants, Rick!" Junior's voice was squeaky in his excitement. That's gross, Junior. You have to, Rick. We made a bet. I remember. You thought that I'd have to do it, but I shot it. Now you have to. Junior laughed and pointed at Rick with his long knife. You asshole, Rick said disgustedly. You fucking cunt. You have to. You have to. I shot the zombie and now you have to. Junior danced around the zombie's still body. I'll do it, you fucking dick. But I'll get you for this. Rick's face was bright red. Rick bent down to the zombie and pulled up its shirt to expose the top of its pants. He fiddled around for a minute and managed to loosen the zombie's belt. Then he fiddled at the zombie's waist and unzipped the zombie's pants. All the while, Junior was beside himself with laughter, and Rick was nearly shaking with anger. Come on, Rick, do it, Junior urged his brother. Rick reached down and into the zombie's underwear. He started to reach into its boxers, but then he stood up and said, No, no. Junior knew that he had Rick. You have to, Rick. You made a bet. I'll tell Dad if you don't. You bastard, Rick said. I couldn't exactly hear him say it, but he had the binoculars trained on Rick's face and was able to read his lips. Ike smiled at that. Rick bent down again and reached into the zombie's shorts. He fished around for a few seconds and pulled his hand out, holding the end of the zombie's penis. Pull it tight so I can cut it off, Junior said, almost jumping up and down in his excitement. Pull it tight, Rick, pull it tight, Junior almost chanted it. Rick pulled the undead dick as hard as he could. And then Junior put the edge of his razor-sharp blade at the place where the zombie's abdomen met his pecker and with a flourish severed it. You get to carry my trophy back to the ladder, Rick, you lucky dog, laughed Junior. You'll be lucky if I don't stick it down your fucking throat, Junior, Rick spat. The two men turned back to the ladder. Rick gave the schlong to his brother so that he could climb up. When Rick reached the top of the ladder and stood at the point of the platform, Junior shouted, Rick, think fast, and tossed the little willy up to his brother. Without thinking, Rick caught it, and when he realized what he had caught, he promptly let it drop to the floor of the platform with a disgusted look. Junior climbed up the ladder and bounded over to the pathetic, slightly gray Peter lying on the platform's floor. Junior picked it up and walked over to Rick, and without warning, swiped the bloody end of the undead phallus across his brother's cheek. I made the kill, Rick, and now you've been blooded. Junior laughed and laughed. Rick looked ready to strangle Junior. Take your gun and your bloody zombie dick down to the Escalade, Junior, Rick said. I've got to pay Ike, and there's a question I'd like to ask him.